What is going on, everybody? Luke here, and today's episode we're talking about Q4 preparation. It is September, therefore we are in full swing of Q4 in my eyes. I am building and getting prepared ASAP because I want to hit £1 million turnover in the Q4 period, and I normally add September into that because it's nothing crazy, but sort of me transitioning into it, so why not add it in? As you grow, the earlier you've got to prepare, but obviously the products and stock have to actually be available to buy, so you can't prepare a year in advance. Well, you really could if you wanted to. You could buy Christmas puddings a year ago because they last 2 years, but not going to leave stock in Amazon for a year either. So you get what I mean. And this is an example I'll run over. So what am I doing in preparation? Well, I'm going over voice of the customer and looking at all my old products, and I use this in conjunction with SellerBoard, and I search last year's Q4 period, and I just look at my quantity sold and the products and the average profits, the ROIs, the best margin product. I basically just drill into all that, and then I start looking through the wholesalers, through websites, to see if this product's available at the moment. And a lot of the time they're not. Definitely something that's a Christmas tin, like this example, it's not going to be really available yet, maybe until October. I've noticed advent calendars starting to creep onto websites. I've noticed sort of like Christmas related products like Christmas puddings and stuff, or certain chocolate trays, that kind of thing that's more suited to Q4 seasonality. And obviously they sell January, February, March anyway, but I'm more shifting towards anything related to more non-hot weather kind of thing as we creep in, as we are in now September. And what I'm doing is I'm just building up like a mental record of the website's sort of database of products. So as I'm noticing more and more, and I'm looking for deals, so to start with, normally the products just come on, there's no deal because they're adding them, and then maybe a little bit later there's now a deal, and it's more, I'm just getting like a bit of as much data as I can in my mind, so that I'm now okay, people are getting, retailers are getting serious, wholesalers are getting serious, and I've already made 2 big purchases. I think I bought 240 advent calendars in one batch the other day, and 240 something else from a wholesaler. But most of what I'm doing is just drip feeding some in. I'm buying 30 because, just this is an example. I'm buying 30, I'll start again on this. But on this product, we use this product as an example, but I haven't bought this product basically this year yet because I sold this between November and December, and I sold 650 units. But it doesn't mean that I wouldn't start sending it in early just to get some traction, because I want to get what you really want to do is you don't want to get to November, but I'm buying 650. No one will go and buy 650 units because you wouldn't even know that ranking 300. Let's have a look. I really want to see what it comes out with. Let's just put in like £8 because it will basically not tell you. You can see the number of sellers as well, and I sold 650. Now, if you look at the, where's that little predictor? That says a little December and November. It says the monthly sales of this product is terrible. It's basically saying 39, is it? And I sold 650, just to me. And, you can look at this period. Well, there's a lot of people there. And so what you want to do is you want to get in early here, and you want to start getting that real live data. And then what you can do with that real live data is as you start seeing increase in sales, yes, the price goes down, but it was already really quite high, you're paying $329. You can get confidence, so you buy 50, 100, 120, and by the time you get into the actual nitty and gritty, yes, you have to potentially go down in your profits, but because you can sell so many more units, you can reduce your profit. If you can sell 1 million products, if you knew you could sell 1 million and you had it, but yes, your profit was much lower, well, it doesn't matter because that accumulative profit from 1 million units is still good to you. That's the outcome. So, but obviously, if you could only sell 5 because you were looking at this and it was giving you like £1, you'd be like, £5? I'm not even going to bother. But because I know I can sell 650, £1 is 650 quid profit in 2 months on one product. Well, do that against 10 products, do it against 100 products. And you might think, capital, doesn't it take a lot of capital? Well, yes and no. Yes, it does if you total up the sales, like 650 units times £3.29, but it's not a one-off you're not buying it back here and the money goes out the bank. You're spending £100, £50, whatever it is, and then that £50 turns into 75, somewhere around here. 75 goes in. Well, actually, you've only spent £50 originally, but now you've got 75 quid. But and then you spend that 75 quid, and then the total accumulative spend there is 75 quid plus 50, yeah? And so at some point you would have spent £2,000, but it would only have come from, let's say, 250 quid, because then that 250 quid comes out and it's 325. That 325 you spend, well, really that's only you're basically just spending that same 250 again because you've got it out, and then the profit on top. and then you're doing it again and again. So the actual capital spend is not as high as you think. For example, to do 500,000 in sales, I think it only takes about 90 grand cash over the Q4 period. Probably, maybe even less, but it can be less. It could be less. I can see how it could be. And that's over the whole Q4 to spend 90 grand, because you're getting it in and out. That same pound's going in and out. So you're spending £1 6 times. But actually, to you, it's really only £1, because you're getting it back and then you're spending it again. But to when you're actually buying stuff, it looks like you're making a new transaction and spending money. So on your bank statement, it could say I had 200 grand go out. I think I had 140 grand like over the whole quarter, obviously against everything, not just purchases. Prep fees were like 40 grand or something. But you didn't really ever have that much in your bank at any one time. And so that's where this kind of thing is interesting to get to and sort of build up your sort of rapport. Is that right? So it is a report, but not a report. Build up your report on products like this and really get stuck in, and don't overlook something so simple like this. Because this is, yes, it's unavailable right now, so no one can even search it on Amazon. You can only do it if you search it through Google, or if you search it through the Amazon catalog, it will show up. But these products are absolutely amazing, but you want to be getting the test batch almost in ASAP to build up that data, so by the time you get to the actual Q4 period, you can actually be confident with pulling the trigger for higher units. And you might find it's crap by then, there's no profit, okay, fine, move on. But there's many products that won't be like that, and by then you can be buying 100 instead of 10 or 20, because you've now got the confidence from it all. And if you multiply that against lots of ASINs, that's where you can have an amazing Q4. And you can amalgamate that with your normal vanilla OA, your toys, whatever you want to do, but just have the kind of bread and butter, easy and simple products like this. And it's light, it's small, it's you can sell a lot in a box, it's really simple, lots of people love it. And if you just add even like 5 products, you could like this, you could have like £2 grand profit over 2 months just from a handful, of products. And then you add that with your toys, you add that with everything else, and you're just layering on. And next year you double down on that same strategy, because you have more cash flow and you have more product ideas. You've sold more stuff, so you have more products to go to then potentially do that again next year. And that is as simple as it is. I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to do plenty more Q4 based products. This is just a little taster video to start the season, the rest of the year off. Any questions, let me know. But otherwise, stay tuned for more future Q4 videos like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.